Inspired and tired, that's the gist of our podcast. Inspired, but we're tired. Should we create or should we take a nap?
Create.
Nap. We should definitely nap.
Chase, we're doing the show.
That's right. Of course we're doing the show. Yeah. No, that's what I said. Yeah. Inspired and Tired with your hosts, Chase and London. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Inspired and Tired with your host, Chase.
And London.
And we are here to inspire you to get creative. And by reading books about creativity, we've been taking notes on how to do that.
Yep, on Twyla Tharp's book is what we've been working on, The Creative Habit. And we're making our way to the end. These last few chapters are a little shorter. So today Chase is going to walk us through chapter 9 and I'm going to walk you through chapter 10. And I think there's some good things in here. It's the holidays though, so of course we're rocking some holiday sweaters.
I know. I said I was going to wear my ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
But instead I'm wearing our Nutcracker sweatshirt.
So nostalgic. And Twyla would be proud.
Yeah, Twyla Tharp is a dancer, if you didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, boy, is she.
London and I were in the Nutcracker every year from 96 to 2007.
07?
What is
That's
that?
how they
is
say
that
it,
only
right?
10 years?
Yeah, I guess so. But that was enough to know the whole thing inside and out.
96 to 07
Yeah.
is 10 years?
Yeah.
Sounds more than that.
Oh, math.
11 if you count. If you did it in both
Oh,
years.
it's 11 years.
Okay. Now that
there
feels
it is.
right.
Now that feels right.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, we grew up in the Nutcracker.
And that's one of the things I just love about the holidays. It always takes me back. I think about Nutcracker. I think about being with family, hot apple cider, Christmas movies. Oh, it all brings me so much joy.
It brings me so much joy, but I haven't done any of it this year.
Oh, I watched a Christmas movie yesterday.
Oh,
The
which
Family
one?
Switch. It's
Oh,
on Netflix with Jennifer Garner
Is
and
it
Ed Helms.
cute?
Very cute. It's a classic Freaky Friday tale.
Oh,
But the
I saw
whole
preview.
family switches bodies. Even the baby and the dog switch. So it's pretty wild. And
Interesting.
it's based in LA, and they have one of those moments where they're like, how are we going to get all the way? They're going to the Griffith Observatory in 36 minutes. And they're like on the west side in rush hour traffic. And I'm like, no chance. But they make it. Spoiler.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're like, should we take the 101 to the 110 to the... I'm like, all right, you guys, good luck.
That's
But
funny.
they do it.
And explain your Christmas sweater, because I know the history behind it.
Oh,
but-
yeah. My Christmas sweater is a Carvana Christmas sweater, and it's from when I yarn bombed a Carvana hauler. So when you order a car from Carvana, they'll deliver it to you on this big, like, looks like a huge tow truck. And if you're watching the video, we'll pull up a picture. But pretty much I crocheted one of their haulers, and during the holidays, they delivered cars in a certain market with this hauler just to bring some extra joy. And they made some sweaters that matched the motif of the crochet. So Chase was there helping the whole way. And it was very fun. We went to Arizona and we yarn bombed a vehicle.
Carvana. Yesterday I saw a Carvana car that was a ugly Christmas sweater, no crochet.
Oh, come on.
I know, and I was like, oh, they don't know what they're missing.
Yeah, they don't
We had
know.
the live crochet.
Yeah, the other year. I also crocheted a car for them, and Chase and I traveled the country from LA to Florida driving on a road trip in a crochet car for Carvana as well.
Yeah, that's
They've really
what's
blown
pulled
up, though. I'll get my next car from them.
Oh, yeah, they're doing great.
They're doing great.
So anyway, shout out to Carvana. Shout out to the Nutcracker.
Shout out to the cute little dog we have in here.
We have another dog
Chase
with us.
is just a dog whisperer. And every podcast for the last few, we have had dogs in the studio. But
Different
again,
dogs.
dog is chill.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if it stays that way.
So, anyways,
You're going to kick off.
I'm going to kick off with chapter 9 of The Creative Habit. We've gone 1 through 8, obviously. We're now on chapter 9. London's going to take us through chapter 10, and then we'll wrap up the episode. Okay.
Sounds good, Mom. Let's do it.
Okay, so chapter 9 is titled Skill. Very important to have skill if you want to be a creative.
Oh, yeah. I'm shocked you've made it to chapter 9 if you didn't know what your skill was.
I know. It was interesting. I was reading this chapter going, okay, yeah, like obviously you're supposed to have skill. And I was wondering if she was going to give any advice about how to get skill. And she did.
Okay,
so
good.
This chapter wasn't like just like have skill. There was more to it.
Great. We've got some steps.
But she starts off by saying, the more skill you have, the more sophisticated and accomplished your ideas can be.
That makes sense.
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
This stuff, it might be a little bit of a no-brainer.
Well, it's always nice to hear.
But she's saying like, okay, the greatest composers are not just skilled at composing. They're probably the best musician out of anyone in their orchestra. They can play every instrument. They're extremely skilled. A fashion designer, she's probably more skilled than any of the workers working for her sewing. She's probably can sew like crazy to get to the level she's at. So any like the choreographer of something is probably an incredible dancer as well. So it's just saying like there's a lot of skill that goes into creativity.
We've got a dog on the move.
We've got a dog on the loose. Bijou, come here.
I do agree with you on that. Also, though, I think that you don't have to be the best. It's always just like it's nice to have skills in those other fields to get to the top. So maybe the composer isn't the best violinist in the orchestra, but maybe they've spent some time working with music, learning the violin or some other instrument.
Well, they're probably she says the greatest composers can play every instrument. She says it.
Wow. Because I would say when I lead a lot of my big crochet projects and I am, managing these big teams, I'm not necessarily the best crocheter. A lot of these ladies have been crocheting for 50 years and they are technically stellar. And I am so grateful to have people that are better than me at crocheting on my team. But perhaps I have maybe the skill of being able to lead in a different way or manage that some people don't have.
Correct. That's also a skill.
Yeah, but Twyla wants you to be the best at every instrument.
I mean, she says most likely you are.
Okay.
If you're going to be that good, you probably
Good to know.
Skill is how you close the gap between the idea in your head, what you see in your mind's eye, and what you produce. So a lot of times, like, I'll have this idea for something, a video, but I might not have the skill with videography or like the skill to actually bring it to realization. And then there goes your mind's eye idea. So you have to have
So you got to have all the skills.
You have to have all the skills.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I mean, skill is important. Picasso, she quotes Picasso. So Picasso once said he was looking at children's art, okay?
Okay.
And he said, quote, "When I was their age, I could draw like Raphael, but
Cocky much.
I assume that's a famous painter. But it has taken me a whole lifetime to learn how to draw like them, the kids."
Interesting.
I don't know if,
Very wise.
I think that's silly.
Yeah. It's not easy. There's beauty in the beginner. So to be able to put your foot forward as a beginner, even when you're an accomplished artist, can't be easy for everyone. So
he was saying, he was cocky to say when he was a kid he could paint like Raphael.
He was very talented.
But, is that him? Oh.
He was very talented right out of the womb.
Oh, wait, really?
Oh, yeah. He was a great artist.
Oh, show me that first one. I thought he just did. I really only know his work from the abstract or blue period.
That came much later in life. At the beginning, he was painting what traditionally was painted. He's the one that founded Cubism and abstract art. But when he was starting out,
draw like this?
Oh, yeah. That's how he got going.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I like this type of art so much more. I find this
really
way more talent, to be honest.
I like his later stuff for sure.
This is him at 11.
Wow.
That's him at 11?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wow.
But see, in order to become the artist he was, and now we're getting to his later stuff, those women, that was the big painting that he did that like started the Cubism fad. And
I guess it had never been done before.
no. So he had to start though with all the skills in the world. And then he was
so
able
he
to then
really
change
is a
his style.
talent.
He is a very big talent.
He's a talent. You know, to be honest, I kind of was like, oh, Picasso, he's just one of those industry plants.
What?
You know?
No. He is fascinating, but boy, was he a ladies' man.
Yeah, no, I've
Oh,
heard he wasn't like the best upstanding gentleman.
No. But, you know.
Oh, wow. This really is blowing my mind. I didn't know he was that talented.
Yes, extremely. Remember his blue period?
Yeah, well, the blue period I thought was like
That was later.
abstract
Yep.
too. Okay. Oh, he painted that at 14.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
very skilled.
You know what? I'm going to watch a documentary on him.
There's some good ones out there.
Okay, he's very skilled. Okay.
Mhm.
Fine. It took him his whole life to learn how to draw like a kid. So without skill, there's no confidence. London, you'll relate to this. It's like the best dancer in a ballet class doesn't need to stand front and center for the teacher to know they're the best. You can stand in the back corner. It's that confidence of like, yeah, I know I'm good. I don't need to be in the front. And like, that's the example she gave, that the best dancer doesn't need to stand front and center in class. She just knows she's the best. And that like knowing, that confidence, it comes from having all the skill in the world. Which, how do you get that, Twyla?
Let me know.
All we've been hearing about is have the skill, have the skill. Well, you have to practice.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's what she says. Practice.
You got to put in the work, honey.
She goes, practice, practice, practice. We've all heard practice makes perfect. She says, She
What?
says, perfect practice makes perfect.
Oh, gosh. All right.
So, I guess we could have guessed that. If you want to be skilled at something,
You gotta practice.
You gotta practice. Baryshnikov, he's a very famous ballet dancer. He was always the last to, like, he was the first to come into class, the last to leave. He was the hardest working dancer at the Kirov Ballet. Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, any great athlete, they work longer and harder than anyone. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
Yep.
And we could say like, okay, Picasso was born a great artist because it seems like he was. Because she goes, what comes first, the skill or the practice, the hard work? And she goes, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. They're one and the same.
Well, Picasso went to school for art. He was a full-time artist his whole life. He never had any other job. That's all
So he
did.
really was a little Mozart.
Yeah, he was a little Mozart.
I really am fascinated. So basically, like all the greats in this world, it's like the book, the
The
Tipping
10,000
Point.
hour book.
I think it's called the Tipping
Yeah,
Point.
Malcolm Gladwell.
It's the 10,000 hour rule. Once you have your 10,000 hours, and which is about 10 years, then you can finally say you're actually skilled. But if you want to be better than just skilled and want to be one of the greats, you gotta, 20,000, I don't know.
It's Outliers.
Outliers. Thank you.
London,
It's a great book. I love all of his
loved
books.
that book.
Blink, Outliers,
Yeah.
and The Tipping Point are all so good.
Do you want to tell the story of the Beatles?
I think we already have on this podcast.
I think we have on
yeah.
this podcast. Okay. So basically the Beatles were
They
working,
played at strip clubs
they
for
were
like
working longer
6
and harder
hours.
than anybody. Okay. So the goal is to become, I got it wrong. Okay. Next. Although experience is great, and by the way, the definition of experience is the faith in your ability and the memory that you have done this before. That's experience.
Okay.
So although experience is great, inexperience is just as wonderful sometimes. To not know your limits and be fearless is a great attitude. So although, like, you know, we all want experience, if you're inexperienced in something, I think it's sometimes called the beginner luck.
Mm-hmm. Well, they say restaurants are so hard to open. If anybody, you know, if you've never done it before, you go and do it and then you learn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently they're very challenging and no one would do it if they knew how much work was involved.
Oh, yeah, exactly. What would you say you have your 10,000 hours in?
Crocheting and dance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe sleeping.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I mean, don't we all?
Yeah, but you don't seem to sleep as much as I do.
Yeah, but it's still
So
done
I've
a
really
good
got
amount.
my hours.
What about you?
Dance. Yeah.
Singing, perhaps?
No.
You rattle off tunes all day.
No, I need way more hours than that, unfortunately. No, dance is the only skill I have that I am beyond confident.
Yeah.
I just know. It's like I know I can go into any situation and pick up a dance.
Yep, that is true. We just did a dance over the holidays. Oh my gosh, Chase is so fast at picking up dances. I was so embarrassed.
I made London do a TikTok with me.
Yeah, it involves spatulas and costumes.
London was not happy. And I had to I said, just get it together, London. You know how to do this.
And we did. And we did.
So the goal is to become a master and then have the courage to do what children did when they knew nothing. So like the greatest skill to have is to be so skilled that you're not even thinking about it anymore and you can play.
Yep.
She loves to talk about Beethoven. Twyla does.
Yep.
Beethoven was constantly changing genres. He would do a sonata, then he would do a symphony, then he would do a quartet. It was his way of staying inexperienced while being experienced. Because when you're too experienced at something, you might get stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again because you know it works, and then you're not growing. Twyla uses herself as an example. She says she'll choreograph a big ballet, and then she'll choreograph a solo jazz number, and then she'll go to a trio, and then she'll go back to a ballet. She never wants to repeat the same thing. I was reading that going, okay, well, maybe my next special shouldn't be stand-up.
Yeah. Maybe it could be sit down.
Maybe it could be singing.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Maybe it could be a violin concerto.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe I need to switch it up.
Yeah,
maybe
piano
that's why I'm
special.
stuck. So, do you want to guess what the most important skill out of all the skills are for anybody to have?
Oh boy. She's going to say dance.
No.
Important skill. Confidence.
No. One more guess. The most important skill for any creative to have.
Persistence.
Close. Discipline.
Oh.
Discipline is the most important skill. I wrote, I don't got it. Unfortunately, I don't have that the most important skill. Without passion, all the skill in the world won't lift you above craft. Without skill, all the passion in the world will leave you eager but floundering. Combining the two is the essence of the creative life.
Yeah, because when you're trying to pursue something creative, even if it is your job or is not, a lot of times you don't have a boss. You don't have someone telling you when to wake up in the morning, checking to make sure that you're in on time, telling you when to do this or what to get done that day, holding you accountable. You have to do that all for yourself. So having the discipline to actually set yourself up on a schedule and get things done, I mean, if you don't have it, you're not doing any of it.
Mm-hmm. And on top of discipline, it's easy to have discipline when you love what you do. She says Da Vinci and Baryshnikov loved what they did. So it really helps when you love what you're doing to have that discipline. So that's the chapter. Can I take you to the exercise?
Definitely.
Okay. So
exercise number 1.
And so yeah, that chapter, did you learn anything, or is this all stuff you already knew about skill? It's important to have. When you have skill, you have confidence. You want enough skill but enough inexperience to stay, curious and all that.
No, it definitely was good to hear, because thinking like how you're going to do something and always switching it up, and knowing that you have the skill, you should have the confidence to be able to not always do the same thing. You're good enough to be able to try new things, and they won't fail necessarily because you're skilled and you're able to handle whatever comes your way or whatever you want to come your way. So I think it was nice to hear that. We just got to get very skilled first.
Yeah, you have to be very
then
skilled.
we can do it.
I think we're skilled. Like, we study.
Everyone's skilled in all different ways. You got to watch that movie Family Switch. I'm telling you.
Oh, all the family members were skilled in some way
In
or
their
another.
own ways. And by switching bodies, they then could understand the other people better, because they were like, wow, I can't do what that little boy does.
There's a message in it all. So she wants you to take inventory of your skills
Okay.
in your creative field. So she took inventory of her skills as a dancer, which I kind of copied some for comedy. I think the skills you need as a comedian, this is what I wrote: timing, you need stage presence, you need good writing, you need acting, you need political skill. Ugh.
Political skill.
She said this in her dancing skills because it's very political.
Yeah, current
It's-
events, timing.
No.
Oh.
It's like if you ever take classes at Groundlings or UCB or something like that, it's very like
Oh, the networking, like the
all the
schmoozing.
networking. It's, oh, I know this person. No, you've been here long enough that you're going to.
We hate that.
It's all political.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to get cast in something because like the other person
Right.
has the in and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
political. So you have to have a political skill.
Okay.
Perseverance, discipline, and self-belief. I think these are all the skills you need for comedy.
Yeah.
What skills do you need for a career in crocheting?
Oh, for anybody who's listening, who's trying to pursue, I think a lot are the same. Obviously, the discipline, the creativity, the think outside of the box. Is that the same as creativity? I guess political.
Do you think
I
there's
mean-
politics in crochet?
No, not necessarily. But it is good to like network, I would say, because the more people you meet, the more you're talking about your craft, and the more people could reach out to you because of it, to be able to get business.
So networking.
Yeah, networking. And you know what you said, you got to love it.
I think you need to know
You
how
have
to
to
crochet.
practice. Yeah, practice. And it's nice to be able to have some business acumen as well. You got to be able to organize yourself, organize your life, be able to put together presentations, respond to emails on time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you need some office skills.
Yeah, office skills.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
The next exercise she wants you to do is play 20 questions.
Oh, boy.
Ask yourself 20 questions about the piece you want to create before beginning.
Ooh, I like this.
The more you know, the better you can imagine. So I'm going to use her example more than mine because she was using the example of Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, he's a guy.
Leonardo da Vinci. So when he would look at water before he started drawing it, he would write, what are the different rates of speed of currents from the surface? What are the different cross slants between the surface and the bottom? What are the different currents of the surface of the waters? What are the different currents on the bed of the, like, he got so specific about.
Yep.
So then Twyla's example was, like, before you approach a topic, write down 20 things you want to know about it. Let's say you've decided to paint a landscape. The 20 questions you might consider are, from what direction is the light coming? What is the elevation? What trees are native to the area? Where is the nearest source of water? So
Interesting.
she gives 20 examples of those. So I don't quite know how to do this because she was saying these were both painting examples.
Right.
But I thought that might be interesting to approach comedy in a way of, like, before I write a joke, 20 things I want to know about this topic.
Okay.
But what I did last night, because we launched my tea company last night,
Congratulations.
and I told Devin, our cousin, that I thought we should each, the name of the company is Pity Party. And I told her we should each say like what we're having a pity party about today. And I didn't know what I was having a pity party about. So I wrote down 20 things to kind of get my mind going. And that's how I used the exercise. Did something happen today that I didn't like? Why does my stomach hurt? Is it
Da Vinci is so wise.
Is it too late for me? Am I wasting my time?
This is like how to get yourself down 101.
What do I have to offer?
Oh my gosh.
Will I ever be enough?
Oh
Am I
my
going to succeed? Are people going to judge me?
I think you have some great content, I'm sure.
Do people want me to fail?
Are you having 20 pity parties here?
Too hard?
What is going on?
Will a great deal of money ever come for me?
This is not what Twyla wants, people. You are not supposed to write down 20 questions to get you in a foul mood.
Just a failure?
Oh my gosh. Oh, sweet angel Chase.
Okay, those are the 20 questions.
What did you decide your pity party's about? You don't know where the water source is coming from?
I think the pity party was that I none of these I could actually say on an Instagram live. So I said that one of my videos didn't go viral and I thought it deserved to.
Oh. Where's my little violin?
Well, that was like a fake pity party.
Yeah.
I couldn't say this.
Yeah, you got to keep a pity party light, you know? It's a pity party, but you don't want it to be...
My pity party today would be that I went to the doctor and they didn't take my insurance anymore, so they made me wait an hour just to tell me no.
The medical
we can't
industry.
So that was my... I didn't cry.
But you almost did.
I'm working on being a mature person, but I wanted to cry.
Oh.
And then I had to run out in the rain because
you said you had to get a token.
Oh my God, I parked in the physician parking.
She had to
Not
get a
in
token.
public parking. And so you couldn't leave without a physician token. So then I had to go run around in the pouring rain to get a token. I had to pay $12 for a token to get out of there.
Oh my God.
I tell you, it was such a morning.
Well, get ready for a great pity party tonight.
Okay. So anyways, exercise number 3.
Wow. Okay, for me with 20 questions, I'm about to do an art installation in New York, January 24th through 27th, I want to say, in New York City. And I'm going to do what's one thing that always makes you smile install.
Oh, that's so
And I'm going to
you.
do a big crocheted like doorway with all these like fun colors coming out of it, and people are going to write what's one thing that always makes them smile on the ribbons and hang it up. So I could use 20 questions to try to get more clarity surrounding that idea.
Like, where is this doorway actually located?
Probably the Marriott Marquis in New York City, right where it is.
And what color is the doorway?
Yes. What images do I want to see around the doorway?
My question is, why a doorway?
Because I want people to be able to stand in the middle of it and take a picture, and like the cutout is going to be where they can all tie their ribbons. So I don't want people blocking the crochet.
Listen, this is your vision.
Yeah, I bet I could get clear.
Yeah.
Oh, you were saying one of my 20 questions is why a doorway.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just asking me right now.
Yeah. Why a doorway?
Well,
that's for you to find out.
For me to find out.
Okay. I didn't know if like you're walking, like the doorway is from negativity to positivity.
Oh, it's not a literal doorway. It's more just like
an arch.
An arch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get clear on what that arch means.
What does that arch really represent?
Okay, exercise number 3, package your time. This was really good for me. Think of all the things you want to accomplish in the next few months. How much do they overlap? How much do they conflict? Draw circles for each project. Make the circles big or little depending on the importance. Use this method to prioritize your time.
Oh, I like that, drawing circles.
So I did this. I did draw
Every
circles.
circle seems to be about the same size on your list.
Everything is very important to me.
Christmas is very important to Jace.
That's my Christmas script.
Oh, okay.
Christmas script,
I thought you just meant the holiday.
Pity party tea, podcast, spirituality. And those are all the things I feel like I'm currently have a foot in each door.
Yep.
All I did was draw circles with the project, but I didn't do anything with it. I wasn't sure like how she actually goes forward once she makes the circles.
What I think is like, okay, if you want to spend less time on one thing, the circle isn't going to be as big as the time you want to spend a lot of time on. So if you find yourself spending more time on the little circles, that's not the best use of time. You want to make sure to delegate more time to the big circles. So when in doubt, what do? Big circle.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it's easy sometimes to do those little circles.
She did also say in this, like, the like summary leading up to the exercise, she was like, you know, multitasking is a thing in the creative industry, and it's really helpful. Like, a lot of times with creative projects, there is no deadline. That's why it's a creative project. But it's important to still know how long you think a project is going to take so that you can schedule accordingly.
Yeah.
And that was really helpful because I have no deadlines.
Right. That's very useful too.
All right, last but not least, remove one of your skills. She says the same way Beethoven removed his hearing.
Oh no. What are we removing?
The same way Twyla removed her ability to dance when she broke her ankle. All of a sudden, she had to not show the choreography. She had to speak the choreography. And Beethoven could no longer hear. He had to feel. Mm-hmm. So she says, remove one of your skills and see if you're still able to do your craft.
I'll close my eyes when I crochet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. I got to make this install simple.
I said I could take away writing and just see what happened if I went on stage and improvise.
Oh, I thought maybe you dictate the words onto the page.
Oh, yeah, I could do that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay, that was chapter 9.
All right.
Yay!
Wonderful. I liked the chapter. I liked it. Chapter 9. Because now, chapter 10. It's called Ruts and Grooves.
Okay, now I sit back and relax.
Now you sit back and relax.
Okay.
What do you think Ruts and Grooves is about?
Oh, gosh. I would think it's about, like, a construction site, but...
That would be nuts and bolts.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounded familiar.
All right. Well, Ruts and Grooves, there will be a time when creativity fails you. And that means you're in a rut.
Okay.
So we all know a rut.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, a rut.
Thank you, Twyla.
Is when you're spinning your wheels and you're just staying in one place.
Yeah, been there, done that.
A groove means your wheels are moving and you're going forward easily and effortlessly.
Okay.
Now, a rut is different than being blocked.
Okay.
Okay? When you're blocked, you're doing nothing. You're not even trying. You're just blocked and like totally stagnant and don't even know where you're going next. When you're in a rut, your wheels are still spinning and you're trying, but you're not getting anywhere.
Okay. Blocked is like you've given up. You're just not even trying.
So
rut is you're trying, but nothing's happening.
Yeah, but you're trying. That,
I mean,
feel
is
like
this the definition of me?
I mean, ruts.
Yeah.
You could have a pity party over being in a rut.
Yeah.
That's a cute one.
Okay.
So a rut can be because of a bad idea. So you're working on something that isn't good, and therefore you're spinning your wheels and you're trying to make it work, and it's not going. Either bad idea, the timing isn't right for that idea, or you're out of sync with the world.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're in a rut.
Out of sync with the world.
A rut can also be when the excitement fades, which I think is very relatable.
Yeah.
Which is why it's important if we have all these skills, we can bounce around and try new things all the time. You don't get bored. You don't get in your rut. So as Twyla got older, she found that she wasn't pushing her dancers as much. She wasn't dancing as, I guess it's because of a injury, which I didn't know because I didn't read the previous chapter, but I guess she hurt her ankle.
No, just like one time. I mean, ankles heal.
Well,
yeah.
She was no longer as, physically mobile as she
got
was.
older, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
So her movements weren't pushing the dancers. And so she needed to get out of that rut. So she gives us some steps. First, you got to know you're in the rut. You may not know until it's too late.
Oh, God.
But you got to know.
Okay.
Then you got to admit you're in a rut. It's like we're going through Alcoholics Anonymous.
Okay.
We're back to the artist way.
Yeah.
Admit you're in a rut.
Okay. Why do you have it folded 7 pages and then what happened there?
I realized that the notebook I had used midway through.
Oh.
So I had to move forward. And then you got to get out of the rut. You got to solve it and find
Twyla.
a solution.
I mean, these are no-brainers. Mm-hmm. We all know that if you're in a rut, you got to get out of it.
Do not tough it out. No.
She says just get out of it.
Just get out of it, solve it, find a solution. So she has some tips for us.
Okay, thank you.
And of course, a tip is, which we've been hearing so much, just taking a walk. Getting outside.
Yes, they all say
take a walk.
Yeah.
Change your environment. What Twyla does to get out of a rut. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh God, is she an egg?
No, not an egg today. Guess what she does?
What?
She watches fire. 2 hours. She'll sit and watch the fire. How it tinkers, how it
I wish I had the time.
Oh, she's not done. She watches the flames 2 hours. Then she takes a bath for 1 hour. Because it's warm, it fills her with joy, and she is fully relaxed.
Okay.
Do you think that would work for you?
Yeah. I don't know when I've had 3 hours to myself.
Just to watch the fire. I mean, we could find it around Christmas time, perhaps.
I've never done that. Maybe we try it.
We
watch the fire for 2 hours.
Yep, and then take an hour
bath.
Could work.
Okay.
Never done it. So that works for her.
Okay, Twyla.
Yeah. But pretty much through that time, whatever you need to do to get out of your rut, you'll come up with a new idea. There's no reason to stick with the idea that's making your wheels spin and keep you in that rut. So one other way that Twyla will get out of a rut is she'll take an object, like a stool, for example.
Oh, brother.
And she'll say, I have 2 minutes to write down 60 uses for this stool.
Okay.
At the beginning, her ideas are sit. Use it as a thing to prop open a door, like very simple things.
Okay, by the end, she's going crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's an object to block a lion from coming at you.
Okay.
So if you give yourself a challenge like this, the most imaginative answers always come later because it stretches your thinking.
Yeah.
So you got to give yourself a challenge when you're in a rut. The first idea you think of is usually not your best idea. And a lot of times we'll be like, oh, I have a great idea. Let me go for it.
Don't go for it.
Sometimes the first idea is the best, but maybe do what we learned in the last chapter of 20 questions, perhaps.
Okay.
Find out where the water source is and then get going.
Okay.
So some more tips for getting out of the rut. Identify the concept that isn't working. Write down your assumptions about it. Challenge the assumptions and then act on the challenge.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Identify the concept that isn't working. Write down your assumptions about it. What do you mean assumptions?
So, like what you assume about it. So,
yeah, what do you mean?
Well, Edison was the master of challenging assumptions.
Okay.
So, when he would hire someone new, he'd give them a bowl of soup. And if this new hire of his assumed that they needed to put salt and pepper in to season it more, they wouldn't get hired because they had assumptions.
Oh.
He wanted someone with an open mind who never assumed, who was open to new ideas. I am not kidding you, okay?
Well, I know that's what she wrote.
Yeah. So perhaps, identify the concept that isn't working.
So give me a real world example, not Edison.
That's what I'm thinking. So for me, something that isn't working is my street art right now. It's not working. It's not clicking.
Okay.
So what are my assumptions about it? What I assume is that maybe it's boring or I don't have any good ideas. So those are just the things I assume.
Just like what you think other people are thinking.
Yeah. And then to challenge them, I'd be like, no, why am I assuming that? Maybe I do have good ideas. Let me write down 60 things that I could crochet on top of a stool and challenge those assumptions and then act on that challenge.
Okay. I got it.
By crocheting whatever comes from.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's kind of, we're getting in a rut. How Twyla would like challenge her assumptions is like if she had a piece that she was creating and it had 20 dancers on stage and it wasn't really working, she would be like, let me try this dance with 3 people. Or let me try this dance with 6 people who start on the left side of the stage instead of the back of the stage. And she would like try to rearrange things and see if something clicked to challenge her assumptions.
Okay.
Is there anything that you could challenge your assumptions with?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think we'll start with Pity Party that just launched. I go, sometimes I really like try to be positive, but sometimes my brain goes, there's already so many other companies. So I assume, that's
not going to work.
People are going to go to other companies.
Yeah.
So then the challenge of that would be like, honey, 60 reasons why people will go to your company.
Yeah. In 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom,
boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Your tea is very funny, I gotta say. It isn't just like normal tea.
I brought examples.
Oh, yeah. You'll have to show them.
Okay.
So what we want is to be in the zone. So instead of being in a rut, you want to get in that groove. And because when you find your groove, it's the best place in the world.
Okay, Twyla.
Mm-hmm. Everything works. You wake up in the morning knowing exactly what you're doing. It's like when a sports star is hitting every basket or, goes on a streak with home runs. And sometimes you have mini grooves that'll just last one morning. You got a few pieces of good news, you're feeling in the groove, and then it stops. Sometimes you'll have days or month grooves where you finish a work in record time. You wrote, the book wrote itself in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard about those types of grooves.
Yeah.
People say, I sat down and that was it.
Yep,
and
the book just came out.
I stood up and the book was done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot like the Beatles again with the, 8 days a week.
Yeah.
And then there's mega grooves.
Oh.
Long stretches of time that begin with a breakthrough.
Okay.
And when you're in a mega groove, you only appreciate it when you're out of it because you just assume that this is normal.
Oh.
Like everything's fine. This is going to be my life now. I'm in the groove.
Yeah, like for me, ages 0 to 10, I was in a mega groove.
You were in a mega groove.
Yeah, I didn't
You
know.
were just grooving.
When I got out of it, I went, life was good.
Oh.
Yeah, things were going really well.
Yeah. But sometimes after a mega groove comes a mega rut.
Oh, brother.
Twyla got in a rut for 6 or 7 years after being in a mega groove.
Poor thing.
Mm-hmm. So if you're in a rut,
hope it's not a mega rut.
That's a lot of fires she watched.
Yeah.
6 or 7 years.
Whoa.
So to get yourself back in a groove, sometimes it can snap in if you find a good collaborator. So like someone that inspires you that you can work with.
Okay.
Or like Rembrandt, he got back in a groove, the artist, he's famous for painting self-portraits. So he just started painting himself. He did all different ways. When you go to museums, Rembrandts are all like him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we pull up
Maybe
a
we
Rembrandt?
should pull up some Rembrandts.
I've never heard of Rembrandt.
Oh, Chase.
I thought that was the toothpaste company.
No.
What am
Rembrandt.
I thinking of?
The toothpaste company. But this is Rembrandt. And see, most of his paintings are him. So he was in a rut.
Not a good looking man. I'm going to say it. I'm shocked he wants to paint himself.
Well, he was in a groove.
Rembrandt toothpaste. Okay. It is a thing.
And he would paint himself in all different ways. I think he also was like, he would put himself in paintings of other people too. Like when he would do others.
So
would,
once
like,
he
hide
started
himself.
painting himself, he found success.
You know, I'm not sure. I haven't done as much digging on him as I have on Picasso, but he's definitely successful. And she talks about he drew his portraits to get in his groove.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we have some exercises.
Okay. We're looking up to see if that's when he became successful.
Yeah, I wonder. He also, I mean, these painters, they really had careers.
Oh my God, he was around in 1655.
Wow.
That was so long ago.
Simpler time.
Simpler time, but also wouldn't want to live then.
No, bad for women.
Bad for women, bad for health.
Yeah, true.
People died really young.
That's another pity party you can have.
What?
People born in the 1600s.
I could have a pity party for them.
Yeah, sure. Are there any rules? While we're looking this up,
It seemed like he had some money troubles, even though he was very successful and did have quite a few major commissions for portraits and other works.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Money troubles, though. Interesting.
He had some money troubles.
that'll put you in a rut.
I think Picasso had money troubles, too.
Oh yeah, but he got famous pretty young.
Oh, okay.
He was like late 20s, I want to say, when he
wow.
really. So yes, he had money troubles, but
having money troubles in your 20s, I don't think counts.
Picasso died late, like 80s, 70s,
Oh yeah, he was around
1970s.
for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're looking up when Pablo Picasso. You know when you like
1907 it says here.
is when he became famous.
Yeah.
Holy
Demoiselles
cow!
d'Avignon.
Early in life.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. He's a fascinating. There's a documentary series. Okay, so he was
He was in his 20s.
yeah,
He was born in 1881.
a little better time to be alive.
I was born in 1991. Like we're
twins.
exactly a year apart. I mean, 100
not
years.
really.
100 years apart.
110.
Yeah.
1991?
81.
Oh, I'm looking at the nines.
Double numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Once again, math.
Okay, math.
But
All right, exercises.
if anyone's interested on Picasso, there's a series called Genius. They did one on Albert Einstein and one on
I
Picasso.
would love to watch that. Yeah.
It's
I
really
watched the one on Einstein.
I like the Picasso one.
Okay.
I also liked the Einstein one. Both troubled.
Yeah, both
Okay.
troubled. Okay.
So exercises. First one, do a verb. Pick a verb and
my
act it
God.
out physically.
No.
It is practically
Chase.
It is practical even if you are not a dancer. It loosens you up and makes your creative muscles stronger. And she would do this when she would like
when she was in a rut.
I mean, these exercises are in the rut chapter, so I guess it could help. She would do this when she would be teaching. It seemed like at a college or something, at a seminar, and she would pull people up on stage and say, come up here and show off your verb. And there was a big 10. There were always 10 that everyone would always do, like walk and skip and
Chase.
I don't think Chase was on the list, I gotta say.
I would 1000% chase.
Yeah. Well, one person was really sticking it to her and was like, I'm walking. And she was just walking. And Twyla was like, come on, switch it up. Walk backwards. And she said, no. And then she's like, well, what I will do is walk in different times. So she started like, boom, 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 walking with a little beat. And then she started walking in a circle, and Twyla couldn't contain her. She was walking all over the stage.
I think this woman was like, Twyla's a nutcase, and I'm just gonna do this for her just because she's a nutcase.
Yeah. I think my verb would be roll, and I'd just do some somersaults and maybe like roll around on the floor.
I guess verbs are all very doable to do.
Yeah. And like she says, it's practical even if you are not a dancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This one's kind of helpful. Build a bridge to the next day. So, come on. This one's good.
Come on.
Not literally, obviously.
Okay.
One good day does not lead to another. So make a bridge by stopping before you are burnt out that day. So she uses 2 examples, which are great. Building a bridge is like crocheting one day that knits right into the next. Her next example, a stand-up comedian always knows to leave the audience wanting more. Thought that was cute because it was us.
Oh, that is
so you
cute.
want to stop working.
Yeah.
Yeah. You finally
Thought that was
something
cute.
relevant.
Okay.
So she wants you to stop when there is more in the tank. So you can tell yourself, I'm going to stop at 5 o'clock no matter what. And then make a little to-do list on what you still have to do that day. And don't look at it till the next morning when you wake up and get started on the next.
Treat it like a 9-to-5 job.
Well, you also can say, I'm going to stop when I reach my quota. And sometimes whichever comes first is when you stop.
Okay.
So say you need to, write 5 pages. What if you're done by noon?
What if you're done by 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
I love that.
You got the whole day left, but you need to stop when there's still something in the tank and give yourself a little
Got it.
to kickstart the next day while you still got some energy.
Okay, I
Which
love that.
I think is good.
I do like that. Build a bridge to the next day. Fine.
Because the stop when you drop method is how ruts form.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems like this idea has some structure already. Like, this is if you have structure.
Yeah, or at
You have
least
to-
have not even structure, but like if you have an idea, one of your big circles that we drew in the last one that you want to get done, work on it, set yourself a little goal for the day.
That's the thing. You need to set goals.
Yeah.
Like, I have these things, but there's no one telling me what my quota is, or if I do need to have a quota, or if I need to write 5 pages, or like, I don't have any of that discipline set just for myself.
Yeah.
So that needs to be set before you can build a bridge to the next day.
Maybe if you don't know what your quota is, a better way to do it then is timing. Like maybe I'm going to work on this for 3 hours. And when you hit those 3 hours, you have to stop. You make your list of where you left off.
Yeah, I
And
like
then the
that.
next day you pick it up. Because if you don't have a deadline, I think it's easier to put it in 2 hours.
Yeah. I'm going to write for 3 hours, and then I'm going to spend 2 hours watching the fire and the 3rd hour taking a bath.
There you
that's
go.
My 6-hour work day.
Well, and whatever works for you.
Okay.
So the last one is brew ruts into grooves. Pick a bad habit and make it good. Maybe you should open your book up because I didn't write anything more
What?
than that.
That was the exercise?
Yeah, I think there's something. She said you can make anything good. What was her example? Her morning coffee, I think. Yeah, she tried to stop doing coffee. And then she decided, no, I'm going to drink my coffee. And made it something that gets her going.
Okay. No one I think it's... I actually missed that. What'd you say?
No, just
I'm just reading. It says, at one point I played a game delaying my daily coffee until I produced something solid that day. No good work, no coffee. I transformed coffee from rut to reward. To be honest, this didn't last long. Within a month, I was back into my coffee grind. I don't know. As she says there, I don't know.
I don't know.
You can't be stoic and strong about everything. Some things in life are just meant to be enjoyed simply because you enjoy them. They are their own
Oh.
rationale. Well, okay, but that's not really an exercise.
no.
It says,
And I don't think coffee's a bad habit.
realize that you don't need elimination, just moderation. Exorcise the rut. Exercise the groove. That is so esoteric. Is that the word?
Sure.
The mere act of thinking about my coffee rut had a transformative effect. I now regard coffee in a positive light. It's my coffee groove. Okay, so she's basically saying pick a bad habit and realize it's probably not bad.
Yeah, or you can make it like a reward.
Oh.
Like Julie on The Artist Way would say raspberries,
Mm-hmm.
Or-
That's not a bad habit.
No, it's not. But like something that, is like a reward for doing good. But some of these will work for you, some of these won't.
Okay.
The verbs, of course, very fitting for anyone.
Okay, so yeah, she's basically just saying like drink your coffee.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And that sums up chapter
10. Okay, what'd you get from that one?
What I got from that chapter, Twyla, is that you're going to be in a rut and you're going to be in a groove. And sometimes you're in a rut, sometimes when you're in a groove. And when you're in a rut, you need to get out of the rut as fast as you can.
So go light a fire and
take
watch
a bath. Yeah. So, I mean, things that are all pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I think it's important, though, to definitely acknowledge when you're in a rut, though. And don't try to force it forward.
Yeah,
like,
I think
try
if
to get
I was
out
gonna
of
write
it.
the chapter, I'd be like, if you're in a rut, just kind of like change gears, start working on another project, and this project might not be right for you.
Mm-hmm.
Rut for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was a good lesson.
Mm-hmm. Ruts and grooves.
Ruts and grooves, nuts and bolts.
And there we go. Chapter 9 and 10.
Yay!
So Chase,
Okay,
show
yeah.
us your tea.
Oh, okay.
It's so darn cute. And the website is pitypartea, spelled PARTEA.com. And so if you're not watching and just listening, you can go and check out the adorable packaging and the delicious tea, because Chase is the tea expert. Let me tell you.
And okay, if you've been listening to our podcast from the beginning, you will know that we did the Artist's Way, and a big part of the Artist's Way, one chapter was talking about U-turns, where you start something and then you don't finish it and you don't follow through with it. And what I realized was Pity Party was one of my biggest U-turns, because I had started it, I had created the labels, I had made the website, I had done everything for it back in 2020, and then I never launched. So this was actually all thanks to the Artist's Way. I followed through with a U-turn of mine. And as of yesterday, we've officially launched.
Wow.
So these are just two of the packages I have here with me, but I'm very happy with it. They're loose leaf teas and cute little bags with funny little
one for each of your emotions. So if you're stressed, if you can't sleep, if you're
proud of yourself for getting out of bed before noon, if you need energy. Those are the 4 emotions people have, right?
Yeah.
That's all of them.
Which one do you like the taste of the best?
Well, my favorite is the
classic.
I've totally got this. This is breakfast tea, but it has rose in it.
Ooh.
It's black tea with rose petals. And it's so yummy with a little spoonful of tea. And then my second favorite is I Need Some Effing Energy, which is green tea with papaya leaf.
Ooh, that sounds fantastic.
It is. And then I'm So Stressed is more like peppermint tea with nettle. They all have different properties. And then I Can't Sleep is chamomile blend.
Oh, I love chamomile.
They're all the I Can't Sleep is going to definitely put you to sleep, and the I'm So Stressed is going to definitely calm you down. I Need Energy, you're going to wake up. And then this breakfast tea is just a classic
morning
breakfast tea.
With rose, though. I'm not a big loose leafer,
Well, good thing
that
on our
hard?
website, we have a strainer if you need to get one.
Okay.
Oh, we're sold out, but it'll be back up soon.
You're sold out already. You just launched.
We actually only have
Congratulations.
a few left of every tea right now.
Wow. Should I wait to buy then?
No, I would love for it all to say sold out.
Oh,
That'd be great.
All right, everyone.
But there's another shipment coming right now. It'll
Okay,
be-
great.
So, but get your teas
Congratulations.
fast.
You're already sold out.
Yeah, so this is very much in thanks to I
Artist's
guess
Way?
Artist's Way. I was like, what has this out of all this creativity talk and doing all this, and Pity Party is definitely a huge one that happened because of the Artist's Way. So
I'm so proud of you. It looks
Yay.
fantastic. And we will be back next week with the last 2 chapters. They're short and sweet as well. So
Yes, I'm so thrilled to almost be
I
done with
know.
the Creative Habit, but don't let that deter you from listening. There's
No.
going to be some good gems in here.
Oh, yeah. Lions
And-
and tigers and bears. Oh, my.
And yeah, let us know in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube. If you had any projects come to life since listening to this podcast, we'd love to know.
Yes. So make sure to continue to follow along wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe on YouTube to Inspired and Tired. And we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.